Greetings. Welcome back to Beaver Branch Disc Golf Adventures. I'm Brian Morris, PDGA 16791. I'm a member of Team Trilogy and a member of Trilogy Talk team. Shout out to Trilogy Talk, helping me get some amazing plastic and exclusive apparel that you can see here on the channel and get yourself on the website. So give them a look. Use this code here for 5% off. That's Morris22 at checkout. That can either take away your shipping charge, or if you go above $30, shipping is free. Today we got a special review comparison for you. We finally have done it. We finally have the VIP Ice Bear by Westside Discs, the much anticipated release. The Bear comes in at a speed 8, glide of 6, turn of negative 0.5, and a fade of 2.5. In this review, for comparison purposes, I'm going to go against the Stag. The Stag is also an 8-speed, 6 glide with a turn of negative 1 and a fade of 2. So it's going to be less stable than the Bear on paper. And I'm also going to toss in the Latitude 64 Explorer, one of the best fairway drivers in the business. I personally throw the Explorer, and looking at the Bear's numbers, the Bear might have a shot at taking that disc spot in the bag. We're going to take a look at these side by side, and then we're going to take it to the field and see how they fly.
Here we have a side-by-side profile view of the Bear on the left and the Stag on the right. You can see the lower rim parting line there on the Stag, less stable disc, and the Bear a more stable disc. Here, when they're upside down, you can see that the Stag has a lot more dome. Now here is the Bear and the Explorer. Their rims almost matched up here. There's going to be a picture, I think, that's a little bit clearer right after this. I would say the Bear has a slightly higher parting line on that picture. And here they are upside down. The Explorer is much domier than the Bear. As always, we're going to start off with some standard ANHYZER shots, ANHYZER releases, and just trying to get it out there. Hopefully the background will allow us to see the discs. Now you can see the Bear did straighten a little bit out of the hand on that ANHYZER release. I'm throwing it probably about 80%. And I want to say that's probably going to be around 45 miles per hour. And those are both Bear shots. Up next, we're going to throw the Stag. Everyone loves the Stag. Sometimes they're calling the Bear the Stag Pro. The Stag definitely gets out there on the ANHYZER release and straightens a lot more, and gets probably 20 or 30 feet further than the Bear as the Bear faded out. Here's another shot with the Stag. Again, straightening off that ANHYZER release. One of the greatest things about the Stag is that you can straighten it. And another comparison disc here is going to be the Explorer. The 7-speed Explorer is a little bit has a little bit smaller rim than the 8-speed. And you can see on this ANHYZER release, the Explorer, a brand new Explorer, is not necessarily straightening. It's more ANHYZER and keeping that ANHYZER line the entire way and fading, at least on these releases. So you see the Explorer off to the left here, the Bear stretched out a little bit further in the same ballpark. And the Stag on that same release got a lot more distance. Up next, we're going to do the flat release. Moving the camera back a little bit here and trying to really get into it. on the flat release. You can see the bear there definitely straightens. It does have the turn of a negative 0.5. And we'll get another look here. And you can see it definitely straightens pretty good for a brand new disc. And very excellent flight. Up next is the Stag. And you know the Stag on a flat release at 85-90% power is going to go straight pretty far with a lot of glide. Second shot here with the Stag. You can see the turn of -1. It gets over quite a bit. And up next is the Explorer, a very dependable fairway driver. Trying to get it out there flat, and it does straighten just a little bit, but you can definitely tell that the brand new Explorer is slightly more stable than the brand new VIP Ice Bear. Here's a look at our spread. You got Explorers over to the left, you got an Explorer there, a Bear to the right here. So those are in the same ballpark. And then you have the Stags over here to the right. Actually had an awesome flight. Had me thinking maybe I need to be bagging a Stag. I currently throw an Escape kind of in that slot. Here we have an ANHYZER release. And I apologize, it does disappear a little bit here in the background. But what it does is it gets over and it does fade out pretty hard after it slows down. And here's another shot. You can almost see it. I was hoping with the woods back there that we would be able to have a better view of that. I think it's because of the color blue. Up next is the Stag. Now I threw this Stag and I immediately said I did not throw that the same as I threw the Bear. So on the next shot, I'm going to release the Stag at about the same arm speed and angle as I did the Bear. And you can see that it got way over and continued its ANHYZER over to the right. Actually a beautiful looking left to right shot. Up next is the Explorer, and this one I threw a little bit low, but you can see the stability of the Explorer, and you'll also see one on the second shot here. Definitely a very dependable, stable fairway disc. And here you see our spread. We had some discs pretty close to one another. The Explorer's pretty consistent shot, the Bear there to the left. And the one Stag got over and got really far over here to the right. Up next, we're going to throw some forehands because you all asked for them. And I'm just going to throw a couple forehands here. I can tell you that the Bear did feel good as a forehand disc, and this is going to be kind of like a forehand flex shot at like, I'm trying to get about 300 feet out there. I am not the master of the forehand, but I can throw them typically when I'm in a jam. Both of those discs landed within 10 feet of one another. And you see the Stag, it got over and just continued to go over to the right there on that same release. And I recommend learning how to throw the understable plastic as well. Here you have the Explorer. The Explorer here, getting that one over just a little bit on a nice little flex line. And our second Explorer, pretty close. And the discs went about the same distance. In this case, you have your Stags over to the left, and the Explorers kind of ended up in the middle area here. And then your Bear, both Bears ended up really close to one another, which was awesome, within 10 feet or so. Here's my final thoughts.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. My final thoughts here, first impression on the Bear. It is a very nice disc in the hand. It doesn't have any of the plastic that you sometimes feel with Explorers. It's very smooth. The profile is less domey. It definitely has a better feel for the forehand than the Explorer if you don't like the dome on your thumb. So the profile is a little bit slimmer in comparison with the Stag. The Stag is very domey in comparison to the Bear. Obviously the Stag did its thing. It straightens a lot easier. Very dependable, straight tunnel shooting disc. The Bear, first impression here, it seems like it's very dependable between the two discs that I have. I was surprised at how well it felt forehanding, and time will tell if it knocks my Explorer out of the bag. It's definitely going to put a run for its money as I do some field work. Thanks a lot to Trilogy Talk for helping sponsor this video and me, helping me get the Bear, which releases I believe this Thursday at 11 o'clock Central Time on Dynamic Discs. You can also get that on Trilogy Talk. There's going to be some on there as well. Don't forget the Morris 22 5% discount code. I appreciate you all for watching. Like, share it out to someone who's interested in it. Subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.